in the dense darkness of the night, cutting through the icy waves of the Atlantic Ocean, a gigantic city of iron was moving forward. The date was April 14th, 1912. This was no ordinary night, and it was no ordinary ship. It was the RMS Titanic, the ship that was called the safest in the world. The ship that was claimed could never sink. That night, more than 2,200 people on board were dreaming dreams of a new world. New hopes, luxurious chandeliers, silk carpets, and the finest example of human engineering. But perhaps nature did not approve of human pride. An iceberg, a powerful collision, and within just a few hours, that unsinkable ship sank forever into the pages of history and into the depths of the Atlantic. More than 1,500 lives fell silent that night, and with them sank a dream the world has never been able to forget. Today, more than a century has passed since that terrible night. We humans have reached the moon. We are preparing to build colonies on Mars. We have explored the depths of the oceans and discovered strange creatures. Our technology has become so advanced that we can sit in one corner of the world and know what is happening in another. We can build atomic bombs. We can build space stations. But there is one question that still echoes from beneath those silent Atlantic waves. A question that has left scientists, explorers, engineers, and people around the world astonished. Despite so much progress, despite having such powerful machines, why is the wreck of the Titanic still lying and decaying in that same dark depth of the ocean? Why, in more than 100 years, has not a single attempt to bring that great ship to the surface succeeded? The reason is that humans may conquer space, but they have accepted defeat before their own sunken creation. Has the Atlantic Ocean taken it as its prisoner, or is there a scientific reason beyond our understanding? Friends, today's story will lift the veil from this mystery. We will learn about all the small and big, shocking reasons that have become the biggest obstacles in bringing the Titanic back. We will talk about the natural forces before which even our modern technology bows down. But before we descend into the depth of the ocean where the Titanic sleeps, I have a very interesting question for you. Answer it in the comment box below. Just imagine, if today you had all the wealth in the world, all modern technology, and the best engineers on Earth. What unique method would you use to safely bring the Titanic out from the seabed? Would you use thousands of giant balloons, a super magnet, or something no one has ever thought of? Write your most creative idea in the comments. Let's see whose mind works like a real engineer. I will be waiting for your brilliant ideas. Now let us step out of imagination and place our feet on the hard ground of reality, or rather, descend into the dark depths of the ocean where the truth lies hidden. It was not that attempts to recover the Titanic did not begin soon after it sank. In 1912, immediately after the disaster, many wealthy families who had lost loved ones offered any price to bring the ship back. Engineers of that time also gave strange suggestions. Someone said thousands of ping-pong balls should be filled into the wreck so it would float up. Someone advised using giant electromagnets to pull it. Today, this may sound childish, but at that time, people had no idea what challenge they were facing. The first and biggest problem was where exactly was the ship. The Atlantic Ocean is not a small pond. No one knew the exact location where Titanic had sunk. It had drifted far from its last reported position. For 73 years, yes, more than 7 decades, the Titanic remained a lost mystery to humanity. Finding it was not like searching for a needle in a haystack. It was like searching for a needle in a dark room without even knowing whether the needle existed. Finally, in 1985, Dr. Robert Ballard and his team discovered it using modern sonar and deep-sea cameras. But when they saw Titanic for the first time, the hopes of the world suffered a huge shock. For decades, People believed the Titanic had sunk in one intact piece and was standing upright on the seabed like a sleeping giant. But what Ballard's cameras revealed made the dream of recovering it almost impossible. The Titanic was not in one piece. It had broken into two parts while sinking on the surface. The front section, the bow, and the rear section, the stern, lay about 600 meters apart from each other on the ocean floor, and between these two massive pieces was a vast debris field stretching for miles, broken parts of the ship. Furniture, passengers, belongings, coal, and countless other things scattered everywhere. Now the challenge was not just lifting one heavy ship, but lifting two gigantic, broken, and severely decayed sections separately, a task that began to look nearly impossible. But this was only the beginning of the problems. The real villain is the place where Titanic rests. Just imagine the ship lies about 3,800 meters below the ocean's surface. That is nearly 4 kilometers deep. In a deep trench, so deep that not even a single ray of sunlight can reach there, there is only pitch darkness. A darkness so intense that it can mentally break a human being. The water temperature remains around the freezing point. That means there is bone-chilling cold. But even more terrifying than all this is the water pressure present there. At a depth of 3,800 meters, the water pressure is almost 400 times greater than at the surface. Understand it like this. It is as if a heavy elephant is standing on every inch of your body. Such horrifying pressure that if a human reaches there without protection, their body would be crushed within a second. Even our modern submarines, if not specially built for such depths, would be crushed like a soda can. In such deadly conditions, it is difficult even to imagine how hard it would be to conduct any rescue operation, or to use heavy machinery. Friends, as we learn about these terrifying challenges of the Titanic, if you are liking this information and want to dive deeper into this mystery, please like this video. Your one like motivates us greatly to bring more such amazing stories to you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now, so you don't miss any part of this story. Now, let's return to that depth of the Atlantic. We have talked about pressure and darkness, but there is another enemy that has silently been preying on Titanic's iron body for the last 100 years. And this enemy may be the most dangerous. This enemy is not a sea monster, nor a giant fish. It is a living organism that we cannot even see with our naked eyes. When scientists examined the Titanic wreck, they found that instead of solid iron layers, strange salt-like rust formations were hanging from the ship. These are called rusticles. In fact, in that unfathomable depth of the ocean live special bacteria called Halomonas titanicae. These bacteria cannot survive in normal air, but they have made the Titanic's iron their food. Every day they are consuming the ship's metal, making its structure completely hollow and weak from the inside. Engineers believe that the Titanic is no longer like an iron ship, but has become like a biscuit soaked in water. Even if today we tried to pull it up with a big crane or machine, it would break into thousands of small pieces under its own weight before reaching the surface. The moment pressure is applied to lift it from the mud, its decayed walls would collapse. That means the very attempt to save the ship would destroy it forever. Can you imagine that bacteria can reduce a 500-ton ship into dust? That is the power of nature. There is also another major technical problem, the suction effect. When Titanic hit the ocean floor, it didn't just land on the surface. Its speed was so high that it sank several feet deep into the sandy seabed. Today, half of the Titanic is buried in silt and mud. The ocean soil is holding it like glue. To pull it out, we would need a force that perhaps no machine in the world can apply at once. Pulling it out of that mud is like trying to remove your foot stuck in wet soil. But here, the matter involves millions of tons of heavy iron. Now, let's assume for a moment that we overcame all these difficulties. Suppose we built a super machine that could lift it without breaking it. Do you have any idea how much it would cost? Experts say that a mission to recover the Titanic would cost billions or even trillions of dollars. With that amount, we could probably build 5 new and even larger luxury ships. And the biggest question is, what would we do with it after bringing it up? It is now just decayed iron. Even preserving it in a museum would be an enormous challenge, because the moment it comes into contact with air, the iron would rapidly oxidize and turn to dust. For all these reasons, big companies and governments have stepped back. But is only money and technology the reason? No. There is also a deeply emotional and human reason behind it. A large part of the world believes that the Titanic should never be brought up. For them, it is not just a sunken ship, but a cemetery. More than 1,500 people lost their lives there. Many families believe those souls should be allowed to rest in peace. The ocean depth is now their home, and disturbing it would be an insult to the dead. UNESCO has also declared the wreck a cultural heritage site, so that no one can damage it for commercial gain. Friends, how do you feel knowing this truth about the Titanic? Do you think it should be left at its final resting place, or should we continue trying to recover it to preserve history? Share your opinion in the comments, because your thoughts help us understand different perspectives. And if you want to know more unheard facts about the Titanic, then right now, like this video and stay connected with us on this journey. Now we talk about the biggest danger of all, the one that suggests the name of Titanic may soon disappear from this earth. Scientists have made a frightening prediction. Bacteria are consuming Titanic at an alarming speed. In 20 to 30 years, the wreck will completely decay. Only a large iron stain will remain. That means we have very little time left to see it. Can we save the wreck from decaying? Does science have any answer to this? Let's find out. That terrifying prediction shocked the entire world. The hands of time are moving very fast for Titanic. The ship, once considered invincible, now stands helpless before nature. But here comes an interesting twist. If we cannot bring it out physically, should we let it be lost forever? Maybe not. Modern technology has shown a new path called digital preservation. In recent years, with high-tech submarines and deep-sea scanners, the most accurate 3D model of Titanic has been created. Every nail, every crack, and every corner of the wreck has been digitally preserved. This may be the only way for future generations to see Titanic as it exists today. Because, in reality, it is soon going to turn into dust. 4 kilometers below the ocean, Titanic is no longer just a ship. It has become a powerful lesson for human civilization. It reminds us that humans will always bow before nature. No one can rise above the rules of nature. It reminds us of our limits. The biggest reason Titanic cannot be recovered may not be technical or financial, but the respect we hold for those who took their final breaths there. The depths of the Atlantic Ocean have now become their sacred resting place. Some even say Titanic has hidden itself in the ocean's lap, no longer wanting to return to the outside world. When we look back today, Titanic's story is not only about its sinking, but also about the struggle to save it. We learned how objects behave under extreme pressure, how new types of bacteria can destroy metals, and how the deep ocean is still more mysterious than Mars. Perhaps that is why Titanic is still alive in our minds. It is a puzzle whose complete solution we may never find. And perhaps that is where its beauty lies. Some things seem better when they remain lost, because they give wings to our imagination and force us to think anew. Friends, thank you very much for coming this far with us on this journey of Titanic. We saw how nature, science, and emotions together have held a ship in the unfathomable depths of history. Even if the iron is decaying today, the stories of courage, fear, love, and sacrifice connected to that ship will never decay. Before leaving, I want to ask you one last thing. Do you think future technology will be able to recover the decaying wreck without damaging it? Or should we leave Titanic as it is and allow it to slowly become part of history? Please share your valuable opinion in the comments. Kindly take this discussion forward with your thoughts. If you liked this unheard and scientific journey of Titanic, don't forget to share this video with your friends. Gathering this information and shaping it into a story requires a lot of effort. Your small support, like liking this video and subscribing to the channel, gives us great courage. Press the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming mysterious journeys. Titanic's memories will always remain in our hearts, and its silent tale will echo for centuries to come. We will meet again with a new story, a new mystery, and a new journey. Until then, take care and stay curious. Thank you.